How do you stay sane as an entrepreneur? That's a big question. I remember one of my startups, I was working 17, 18, sometimes 20-hour days. And after a while, things started to go a little difficult, a little bit wrong. My wife said, "Hey, Dennis, you aren't behaving right. You're odd." So she took me down to a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist did what psychiatrists did. She gave me some pills, and I think that the pills were actually amphetamines, and that made life awesomely good in some very special ways. But it didn't make me any more productive as an entrepreneur. And that's a big problem that we have as entrepreneurs. There's always way too much to do. There's too little time, and a lot of the time we're being very busy, but we're not delivering what we need to do. And so I thought in this little video, I'd talk about some of the things that I think are important for an entrepreneur to help you stay sane, to help you stay effective over the long haul. The first one is sleep. We can function on very little sleep. Yeah, I've been there. I've functioned on 3-4 hours a day. At least I thought I functioned. When I look back over what I did, really I was making a lot of suboptimal decisions and slowing myself down. So the first rule I think for an entrepreneur is to say, okay, do you need 7 hours sleep? Do you need 8 hours sleep? How long do you sleep for naturally if you don't set the alarm clock when you're not in massive sleep deprived mode? Yeah, so we're not talking about how long do you sleep through on Saturday morning, but it's like, what time will you wake up on Wednesday? How many hours of sleep will you have had having gone to bed at a reasonable time on Tuesday night? Do you sleep for 8 hours? Do you sleep for 4 hours? Do you sleep for 3 hours? Yeah, and that is a really, really good benchmark for how much sleep you need each day. And then you say, okay, so if I need 8 hours sleep a day on average, use an app, something like Sleepboard, there are lots of other ones, and measure your deficit. Yeah, as you go into deficit, make sure that you're getting increasing amounts of sleep, or you go to bed earlier, you get up later, whatever you have to do to make sure that you're bringing it back into balance. Yeah, I've generally found that for me, sleep less during the week, sleep more at the weekends doesn't work. It needs to be far more consistent. And this is one of the most effective ways I know to reduce stress, to improve productivity as an entrepreneur. Yeah, it's not meant to be part of the lifestyle. Hey, why are you doing this? Are you doing this to be part of the crowd, or are you doing it to have an impact and make a difference? The second thing is meditation. I know. Everybody says this. And frankly, for 10 years, I just ignored it. This was for, I don't know. I'm not going to be nasty to meditators because I'm one of them now, but I had a very, very negative impact. And I think the biggest reason why I thought meditation was a load of cobblers was I sit down and I go, and all of a sudden I'd be thinking about what I'm going to do, and then I'd think about, and my brain was full of noise. And I thought, I'm no good at meditating. And then somebody said to me, oh, dude, that's the whole point of meditating. So you get these voices, you get the inner voice and the thoughts bubbling up in your head. So you learn to control them, so that you learn to become slowly more mindful, slowly get control of your emotions, and thus you have control of your thoughts, and thus you have control of your life. And this is a massive stress reducer. Once you combine it with meditation types like self-love and self-compassion, which help control the negative feedback and criticism that you're doing, I've got to do this, I haven't done this, this is a disaster, how is it ever going to succeed? And feeling those waves of meltdown wash over you. These are all really, really good techniques for starting to address that. I use meditation timer on the iPhone. Headspace is another great app that you can use to do it. And this works from as little as 10 minutes a day. Just finding space, getting your head clear, clearing it out, and suddenly, when you don't have the voices chattering, life becomes so much easier. The next thing that I found really powerful for keeping myself sane is the idea that habits are very powerful in managing your life. Too often when I've been an entrepreneur, I spent my life firefighting. It's an never-ending list of tasks that I have to complete. And that then often means that there's very little structure in day. Now, some people thrive on a lack of structure. For me, I need it. And so there's a brilliant app called Coach.me that basically helps you identify the good habits, the things that you should do each day. I'm a big fan of Napoleon Hill and of Think and Grow Rich and Maxwell Maltz, the new cybernetics, and both of these guys give wonderful advice. Yeah, meditate each day, visualize your goals, visualize your achievements, visualize the tasks that you need to do, practice positive affirmation and self-love. And so you read the books, you say, wow, I love what you're saying, Napoleon. This is absolutely brilliant. Reading the book is going to change my life. And then you flatline, nothing changes because you've listened, but you haven't acted on the advice that you've got from the book. So using something like Coach.me, what you do is you say, these are the habits that I want in my life. And also, these are the habits that I don't want in my life. So one of my negative habits is watching news. Every day, I go through it and say, I have not watched the news today because the news makes me sad. The news distracts me. Every day, I go through and I swipe and I say, yes, I have done my meditation. Yes, I have done this. And on one level, it's really trivial gamification. Poof, I get a little starburst. And congratulations, Dennis. You've done a streak of 19 days. But that habit building then allows you to become far more effective. You start altering your life into what are the good habits that help you, that you have identified, that help you to become more effective as an entrepreneur. And that is very, very powerful. And those are my three top tips for remaining sane as an entrepreneur. Getting enough sleep, meditating regularly, building powerful, good habits that give you control of your life. Final one though, and without a doubt, this has massive impact, is the Serenity Prayer. Stephen Covey, I think, said it in one way. He says, okay, there's stuff out there that you can't control. You can't control the weather. Then there's stuff that you can influence. You can influence your mom, you can influence your wife, you can influence your partners. Yeah, you can influence your customers. And then there's stuff that you can control. You can control when you get out of bed. You can control how you react to bad news. You can control what you think and what you do. And that is about it. So the Serenity Prayer is a reminder to you of what you can control and what you can't. And it helps you to decide, should I worry about what I can't control, what I can't influence? And it says, no, you shouldn't. So the Serenity Prayer is very simple. And it's like, Lord, give me the serenity to accept the stuff that I cannot change. Give me the courage to change the things that I can. And give me the wisdom and compassion to know the difference. So the first line, Lord, give me the serenity to accept what I cannot change. It's basically, there's stuff out there. As Forrest Gump said, shit happens. You can't change that shit. All you can change is how you react to it. Yeah? So don't get worked up when things go wrong. Don't get into a really bad mood. Don't stress. Don't worry about it. You cannot control it. Let it go. Let it just wash over you. Focus on the stuff that you can control. And sometimes the stuff that you can control isn't easy. I was talking to a friend this morning, and she couldn't control one of her staff members. Did great quality work, but she had a lot of problems. So she had to have the courage to make a change, and which was to say, bye-bye, you're not a fit. And that really racked her up. And she didn't want to hurt the poor girl because she knew the emotional cost to that person of losing her job. But it was the right time. And so she had to find the courage to make that change. And there are lots of cases like that, all that are specific to our own individual experience, where we need to go out and make that change. And you have the courage to make the call. But the final thing is having the wisdom and the compassion to know the difference. Now, I think the traditional prayer is just wisdom. I add in compassion because I think that's important as well. And sometimes it's not clear what you can change, and it's not clear what you should change. And so this is stepping back and thinking, should I do that? Should I make the effort to change it? Yeah. Can I change it? Will it be the right thing to do? Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you say, yeah, I could change it, but it's not the right thing. And you just let it go. And when you let it go, that's okay. And this whole process of thinking things in terms of what I can control and what I can't, then gives you a lot more psychological control over your mind, your thoughts, and thus essentially over your stress and your sanity level. I hope you've enjoyed this short talk. I'm Dennis Oakley, and I'm the Startup Strategist.